Hello and welcome to the Upside Down Shack. Today we're going to be checking out and breaking down the brand new official behind the scenes look at Stranger Things Season 5. So I'm going to watch through this and break down every single thing in this video for you guys. Now I'm not going to waste any more of your time. We're going to get right into this breakdown scene by scene, get into some theories, some speculation, and what all of this means for the future of Stranger Things and the 5th and final season coming next year. Without further ado, here we go. So we first start on set of what looks like a forest consumed by the Upside Down. We then cut to Castle Byers, fully constructed in all of its glory in a nice close-up shot. Now this is the first thing I want to touch on in depth. Obviously, if you have been all caught up on Stranger Things, you would know that Castle Byers is destroyed. It was destroyed by Will Byers in Season 3 when he got upset and emotional about everything going on and he tore the place down. But now in Season 5, we see it fully constructed, and this is due to one of two things. One, either he reconstructs it, or two, if you did or didn't know, a couple of weeks ago, it was revealed there is going to be a casting call for a young Will, Mike, and Jonathan, so this could be a flashback scene to around when Castle Byers was built, or just a flashback to when Will was younger, at any given point in his life that he was just hanging out in Castle Byers, maybe with Mike, maybe with Jonathan, or solo. And part of me believes this second of the two is more realistic, as if you remember when it was Will's birthday, the Duffer Brothers posted a bunch of pictures surrounding Noah Schnapp and Will Byers, one of them being a shot from set of current day Noah Schnapp laying on the floor of Castle Byers with a body double behind him about the age that he was in Season 1 with a bunch of red dots all over his face, signifying that later they're going to be doing some CGI and deep fake technology potentially. So I think we are going to see the return of Castle Byers in some capacity. Let's keep going. Now, the next big thing we see is a shot of the Duffer Brothers looking at some monitors as they're filming, with Caleb McLaughlin, who plays Lucas Sinclair, in the background saying, "We are about halfway through filming now, and it's crazy." Now, again, as you may or may not know, if you don't keep up with every single thing that comes out news-wise about Stranger Things, I've got you covered. It is true that they are about halfway done with filming, as Season 5 filming started in this last January and plans to run until about this coming January. Given that we are in the end of July going into August, that is about the halfway point. And here it has been confirmed by one of the cast members that that is indeed true, and they are at the halfway point, which is really exciting. Now, after or around the same time that Caleb is saying this, we see a shot of Dustin riding his bike around a corner in a tan trench coat. Now, we saw the first look at Dustin a few months ago for Season 5, in the same outfit in those set photos. I'm going to put them on the screen here. There's a picture of him in a Hellfire shirt and the same trench coat, as I said, putting up the little devil horns. Then there's a couple less official ones from a distance where he seems to be at a gravesite. We can only assume that this is Eddie's gravesite, especially with a couple of letters of his first name being able to be seen on the headstone and some vandalism on the headstone. This is 100% Eddie's gravesite, where some people have unfortunately vandalized it, due to his image at the time of his passing. Everybody besides the kids thinks that he was some satanic devil worshiper and that he brought some of the issues and played a part in the disaster that happened to Hawkins at the end of Season 4. Now, how that ties into this shot is I think that this is Dustin heading to the gravesite to visit Eddie, which, I mean, there's no way around it. This is going to be probably a very emotional scene, and as sad as it might be, I'm 100% looking forward to this, to get more of that emotional impact that Eddie's death had on Dustin. So then we get a couple of shots at Hawkins High School. Fun fact, Hawkins High School is currently being demolished. They have filmed all scenes for Season 5 at the school that they need already, and they have to demolish the building, unfortunately, due to asbestos in the school. So as far as shots being filmed at the high school, all those are taken care of, and some of those include what we see here, which looks like our core 4 looking at something in the lunchroom. What it is super hard to tell. There is not much visual there for us to get into, but it looks like they are staring at it very intently. Now, we also see a radio on their table, which plays into the theory going around that their radio communication in Season 5 is going to take the next step, even going as far as being able to communicate in the Upside Down with one another. I have a lot of videos on that on my channel. I'm not going to get into it too much here, but I will leave all those videos in the description if you want to check them out for yourself and see how they're going to be able to communicate with each other while in the Upside Down. But that radio on the table does signify that they are still using their forms of communication and maybe even taking it to the next level. Another school scene we see looks like some sort of utility room, a lot of breaker boxes. This might even be the basement at Hawkins High School. We see a lot of main characters, including Lucas, Steve, Dustin, Mike, Jonathan, Nancy, and even Joyce Byers in this location. What it is, I have no idea, but like I said, it looks like a school basement as you see the projector there on the cart, and just the scale of the room looks like a basement that would hold the power to a large facility. Moving past this, Caleb McLaughlin continues to narrate and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Season 5. Man, chills went down my spine when he said that. This is our first big reveal or announcement officially for Season 5. I've been making a ton of content on things that come out in the rumor mill and, of course, leaked set images and videos, but this is our first official look at anything outside of just a few pictures here and there. So hearing him say that and knowing how official this is was great. Now, behind this narration, my excitement is a shot of Hawkins' lab, the scary, eerie, tiled white hallways being covered in upside-down tentacles. Now, it is rumored that towards the end of Season 5, Hawkins will be fully engulfed by the Upside Down, and I'm sure some of that is going to stem from where everything started, as Hawkins' lab is covered in upside-down tentacles. I'm sure it's going to be a hot spot for this takeover, as we see here. Now, just really quick, we do see an overhead shot of the studios that they shoot at, and man, it looks absolutely massive, a huge parking lot, at least 4 buildings that look stadium-sized, and then they show this shot of them putting together a set. Man, there just looks like so much that goes into it, and it's so impressive what they're able to do in just a short amount of time, and it looks like we're going to be seeing some big, crazy, intricate sets for the 5th season. We then get a quick clip of Joe Keery, who plays Steve Harrington, and Maya Hawke, who plays Robin, sitting on the steps of their trailer, celebrating the first day of shooting. Shortly after we see this clip of them, we see a shot from a upside-down tunnel. It is confirmed that they are now going to return to Season 5, which is crazy because one of the Duffer Brothers did mention months ago that to prepare for Season 5, you're going to want to rewatch Season 2, which it sounds like there's going to be a lot of callbacks, a lot of unfinished business from Season 2 that pops back up in Season 5, with the Duffer Brothers even saying that Season 5 is what they wanted to do with Season 2, but weren't able to. So showing that the upside-down tentacles were in Season 2, it looks like they're going to return and make a comeback. Who knows what's going to happen inside of those, but the rumors are confirmed that they are back and will be playing a part in Season 5. Now, after this, there is a short clip of a crew member rubbing tons of fake blood on what looks like a fence. I have no speculation about this. I can only just say that it looks like it's about to get bloody and gory with this fence. What it will play into, I'm not entirely sure. But man, lots of fake blood being used here. Now, the middle of this video is very nostalgic and heartfelt, with Millie saying she started when she was 10 years old. And she is now 20 years old, and it just feels very weird. There's a clip of her in the car saying that she is now 20 years old, and it looks very documentary style, which may or may not confirm the rumors that we have heard that there is going to be a Season 5 documentary releasing shortly after the release of Season 5, so that is something to look forward to as well. We then continue to Sadie Sink saying that the cast is just savoring every moment as there are so many lasts happening, and it is the final season after all. So they're just taking in every single moment as she walks through a crazy warehouse full of costumes, walking by her iconic jacket and pulling it out and giving the camera a smile. There is so much costume happening here. It's hard to even wrap my mind around who would even wear this much, how many characters there's going to be. It is a huge production, and seeing all this was super impressive. And then we conclude the cast's comments with Noah Schnapp saying it is very exciting for Season 5, and he thinks this season is going to be the best season yet, as he sits in his chair, flipping through a script as other crew members wheel out bikes from a room filled with at least 50 to 100 bikes in this room, which is awesome. There are some set photos out there circulating the internet of Holly, Mike, and Will on their bikes riding around downtown Hawkins. The return to the bikes, I mean, you can't go wrong with our characters on bikes, so this is exciting. And with all those bikes in that room, maybe we will see a huge army of kids riding around Hawkins on bikes, giving us that real 80s feel and giving us some nostalgia and feel-good moments during such a dark season. We then have Caleb McLaughlin back on narration, saying, with every season, you don't know what to expect, but the wait for this season will be 100% worth it. And that is what I've been saying this whole time, with every pushback, with every set photo, with every little bump in the road, highs and lows. I'm just saying, and will continue to say, it is going to be worth it. From the small amount we know of what's going to happen in season 5, it just sounds absolutely crazy, and I could not be more excited. And if this official video is not hyping you up, I do not know what will. Now, as he is saying this, we see a few cool shots, with the first one being 11 in what kind of looks like a cage with a very disgruntled face on. Then we also have a shot of another set being put up and Jamie Campbell Bower getting into his makeup chair. Now, Jamie Campbell Bower being the actor who plays Vecna, Henry Creel, One, whatever you want to call him. And he himself has also said that this season is just going to be crazy. The filming process has been insane. He even says that if you thought last season was crazy, just wait for this one. Again, I have a whole video on that in the description, but it sounds like everybody involved is hyped up for this season. Now we have Karen Wheeler sitting down in her makeup chair as well, looking as great as ever, and there are rumors out there as well that she is going to play a big part in season 5, but not just her, the entire Wheeler family, as we will see in a couple of shots from now, a newly casted Holly Wheeler. But until then, there are a couple more shots. One is the core 4 walking through Hawkins High School. Dustin again in that trench coat. I don't know if this is a reoccurring coat for him, or they're just deciding to show us scenes from a certain episode or period of time to not give too much away. Anything is possible, but they know what they're doing and they are very strategic about what they show us and what they don't. And real quick, a quick clip of the Duffer Brothers embracing in a big hug in Hawkins High School. Now we have some of the actors hopping out of Sprinter vans arriving on set. First, we have Linda Hamilton, a new arrival to Stranger Things for season 5. It is rumored that she is going to be some sort of military or authoritative figure. We do know that the military is going to play a large role in season 5, so she might be in some sort of general role, admiral, but it looks like she's going to be a real treat to add to the antagonistic group of people in this season. We then see Prada Ferguson getting off of her van. She plays Lucas Sinclair's sister, Erica Sinclair. And after these quick clips of those actresses getting out of their vans, we have Finn Wolfhard saying he is excited for scenes with the original 4, which again has been floating around so much on Stranger Things social media, is that one of their big goals for this season was to get the core 4 really back together and completing these missions together. Not having them on separate ends of the country, not splitting them up, but keeping them together as they were in the early seasons, which is just amazing. I mean, you gotta finish this show the way it started, if you ask me, and having them all come together, as we see in this picture right here, putting their hands together in some sort of huddle in the woods, it's just great to see. Then following that, we have Gaten saying that this is home, this is everything you know and love, and following that is a scene of Holly Wheeler, the newly casted Holly Wheeler, I should say. Now, this was a leak that popped up a couple of months ago. It was a rumor that they were going to recast Holly and she was going to play a big role in this upcoming season. And then we got some leaked set images of the new actress officially on set, confirming the rumors alongside Vecna in human form. Again, those were not official images, but now they decided to let the cat out of the bag. Holly Wheeler will have a new actress, and she seems a little bit older than her counterpart from the end of season 4. Now, this is due to there potentially being a time jump in season 5, if not a couple of time jumps, as is rumored. So it makes sense why she looks slightly older. Now, here she is on a bedroom set. We can only assume that this is her bedroom, the lights flickering, her kind of coming up from the floor in fear, as well as a scene of her in what looks like the Wheeler's kitchen, staring at something in terror as the lights continue to flash. Now, this is crazy not just as it confirms a newly casted Holly Wheeler will be in season 5, but because of other rumors of the title of the second episode of season 2 being The Vanishing of Blank Wheeler. As I mentioned a couple times in this video already, the Wheelers sound like they're going to play a large role in season 5. In my theory, that title is The Disappearance of Holly Wheeler. Now, again, I have a whole video on this. I'm not going to say the whole 10-minute theory right now. Check out that video in the description if you want to know a little more about how I think Holly Wheeler is going to disappear by Vecna's doing. So that is my thoughts about what this scene is. There's going to be some upside down activity in the Wheeler house, and something bad is going to happen, whether it be to Karen, Holly, Mike. We will just have to wait and find out. But now I do want to give a little credit to another theory I've been seeing, is that it could be the disappearance of Karen Wheeler, as in this scene, it kind of looks like Holly is looking at something or someone and crying. Is she seeing Karen being killed or attacked or taken away? So this theory that I've kind of been brushing off for the longest time may just come to fruition. Next, we see a shot in a barn of Erica and a new character in a very colorful shirt and a vest, some glasses. This is giving me straight 80s Sandlot type vibes. This kid looks great. Apparently his name is Derek. Now I know they said that they are not going to have any new characters in season 5, which is why I'm a little confused at what is going on here. But I mean, if he's a cool character and just plays a background role alongside Erica as a friend or something, I can't complain too much. But here they are in the barn getting some direction of how to play out their scene. Now we have seen this barn in another shot. It is actually Robin just kind of skipping through the barn set. Now what this set plays into season 5, we're not quite sure yet. There's been some other shots of a farm location, Joyce and Hopper being on this set as well. Maybe it's some sort of safe haven or hideout for our group of characters, or maybe part of the mystery of season 5 lies within this barn and the farm. But yeah, that is our first look at the Derek character. Again, not quite sure what his role is going to be, but again, a new character introduced. Following this, we see some shots of the Duffer Brothers giving characters high fives in what looks like a graveyard. And of course, it is the varsity douchebags on this set. Hey, this is me from the future. I just had to interject on this part of the video really quick. I didn't notice this watching it full speed the first couple of times through that I saw the video. I only noticed it when I slowed down the clip for my video. Dustin is in this scene, and you'll never guess what he's wearing. The trench coat that he just so happens to be wearing on his way to what we assume is his visit to Eddie at the graveyard that we see the varsity douchebags in. They're both at the same location. What could this mean? I think this is going to be a big confrontational scene between Dustin and what I like to call the varsity douchebags. He's probably going to see the spray paint all over Eddie's grave, and either they are still lingering in the distance or he catches them in the act. They get into it. Man, I'm so glad I'm slowing these clips down because I never would have seen that full speed. This is crazy. Now back to the video. On this set, there's a couple of them. You see one giving one of the Duffers a high five and another blonde one in the back. Man, I hate these guys, and I hate that I think I know what this scene is. As I mentioned earlier, it looks like Eddie's grave has been defaced, and who better to do it than the varsity douchebags? I think this set location that they are on right now, with the fallen leaves, the beautiful scenery, is going to be the vandalism scene. We found our suspects. That's my theory. Screw those guys. The next notable clip from this video is Jonathan back in that basement area with the projector on. Now, this is why I think it is a school basement. It is a working projector, and even if you went to school in the early 2000s, you are aware of what the projector is. They bring in the cart, the projector's on it, they display the lesson, or whatever it may be, and it looks like they are going to be utilizing that for some plans, as Jonathan is kind of pointing at something that is projected on a wall or a screen in this basement. So I think this school basement is going to kind of be used as a headquarters for all of our characters to plan out their next moves and figure out what's happening. Now we have a scene of a monitor with a close-up on Nancy, who looks like she's just been through a lot, with Mike sitting beside her with her head down. The theory that I am running with on this is that something just happened to a Wheeler, and showing that Nancy is there, Mike is there, and we are in a toss-up between Holly and Karen having something happen to them. I think this is after whatever happened. They're both very distraught, whether it be a disappearance or a death. It looks like the two siblings are grieving together, which is sad, but also great because I feel like we don't get a lot of the sibling dynamic between these two characters. So if it's going to take a tragedy to bring them together in the final season, I'm all for it. As sad as it may be, it's cool to see the two together and coming together as one over a tragedy that may or may not happen. Now, over these last couple clips I've mentioned is I believe one of the Duffer Brothers saying that this is the season that fans have been waiting for and hopes that we are as excited as they are. And I don't know about you guys, but I 100% am, especially after seeing this video. It sounds like this season is going to live up to everything that we expect it to be, and I could not be more happy. And then here is a quick shot of Lucas and Mike running through the school. It looks like into the school. And here is a clip of a hug that confirms that Murray is back for the 5th and final season. Very cool. there is a like 0.3-second clip of Robin and Joyce together looking at a breaker box. It looks like one of the same breaker boxes that is seen in the basement of what we are assuming is the school. Cool to see those two characters together. As we know, we're going to be getting some new and familiar character pairings. And then another quick shot of Joe Keery and Sean Levy, who directs every episode 3 and 4 of Stranger Things. He is recently known for directing Deadpool and Wolverine. Great movie. But it looks like they are in a red upside down covered area. Looks like there's even a couple of scratches on Steve's face. So looks like he's going to be getting into something in the upside down. What else is new? And yet another scene with Dustin in this tan trench coat. This looks like the same scene that they were in the forest, the core 4, and we have Will walking away from the other 3 characters, looking off into the distance, just like he did at the end of season 4, and that he does whenever he senses something or feels something bad coming. I'm so glad we are going to be getting more of that. Apparently Will is going to be playing a bigger part in this season as well, which is great. Again, you have to end it how you started it, and that is Will having these visions, having an attachment to the upside down, and it looks like that is what we are seeing here in this clip. Now we have a clip that I don't see a lot of people talking about online, which is Hopper all bearded up with a gun sitting next to him, as it looks like he is perched up on top of a building, or at least sitting against a concrete wall. He then makes this motion of like a grunt, and like maybe he's about to get up from this spot. I honestly have no clue what could be happening here, but we do know from a older set image, official set image, that Hopper has grown the beard out and that he has kind of returned to his more plump form. Now, what he is doing here, I'm not sure. I want to hear your guys' speculation about this because I don't know what this could be. But it is cool to see him. Looks like he's got a gnarly gun next to him. He's scared and preparing for something. That is what I will say. We then have this scene of somebody flying through the air onto some mats, and this looks like the farm set as well, as there was a tractor in the background and a long dirt road, very similar to what we saw in the set photo where Joyce is on the farm. Now, who this character is flying through the air, I've looked at it 1,000 times and I really cannot tell. It's so dark, and they definitely placed it in here for a reason, just to give us the wow factor while also not telling us too much. There's then this scene of Nancy, Jonathan, Steve, and Dustin. They've all got flashlights. They're looking at something very confused or intently, and we know that this group is going to be a big group in season 5, so this is cool seeing them all together officially, out figuring out whatever mystery they may be on in this season. Now, something else really big that I just noticed in this scene that I want to point out is that Dustin is wearing a WSQK shirt. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, it sounds like there's going to be a larger form of communication at play, and without giving too much away without you watching my video on the whole situation, it sounds like this is going to come from the kids tapping into a local radio station that has the title of WSQK Squawk Radio. Now, my theory initially was that this radio tower was broken down and the kids found a way to tap into it, but in past weeks, a few more pictures have surfaced of the lights on the building, making me think that one of the kids works here and they just use it kind of behind the scenes for their own personal gain and to get that larger form of communication, utilizing the tools at hand. And now this picture here pretty much confirms it for me with Dustin wearing the shirt. I don't think he's wearing this shirt out of just being a pure fan of the station. That seems a little crazy to me. So I think Dustin is the one working here, and it makes a lot of sense as he was the one to create the big radio to communicate all the way to Utah with Susie. So I think it's confirmed that Dustin has a little side gig job here and uses the tools at hand to his advantage to help the group. Also makes sense why he is in this group with the car that Steve Harrington has a antenna sticking out of. The pieces are coming together. Now, the next noticeable clip from this video is Vecna. Again, just a quick, like 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 second clip of him ominously walking towards something. This kind of looks like his lair and where we saw him a lot in season 4 as he gained power. So Vecna obviously lives and is going to be the main villain of season 5. He is going to return, and like I've been kind of speculating, he's going to have to regain his power after being quote-unquote defeated in season 4. So it makes sense why he would return to the same spot in season 5, or at least a spot that now looks similar due to him kind of morphing himself into the area as he regains his power through the above world. Now, one of the biggest things for me, if you remember, I was talking about the Castle Byers reconstruction, or it being a dream sequence. I also mentioned how there was a body double for a younger Will on set in Castle Byers behind current day Will, or Noah Schnapp. Now, this is him right here as I slowed down this clip of somebody falling from the ceiling on some wires. Real crafty work on a big blue screen set. But this is exactly what the young Will was wearing in Castle Byers in that picture. So this is the young Will falling from who knows what. This could be him falling into the dream sequence, falling in or out of it. Maybe current Will snaps, opens up his eyes, and is terrified from what he saw. But this is 100% that young Will, so he is going to play a big part in something, especially with him falling from the ceiling like this. This is crazy. We then get one of our only shots of 11 in this video. She is coming out from behind a tree. It looks like she's in the upside down, and she throws her hand out using her power. And there you have it. There is our first official look at Stranger Things Season 5. That was a great, quick little 2-minute video that didn't give too much away, but gave us answers to a lot of things we've been speculating, and just enough new stuff to continue theorizing until we get more official stuff from the cast and crew. I hope you enjoyed my frame-by-frame breakdown of this. This is my first time trying to do something of the sort, so if you have any suggestions for me, what I did right, what I did wrong, please make sure to leave those in the comments for me. I'll be taking all of your criticism into consideration, but I hope you got what you wanted out of this video. But overall, this video just made me so much more excited for Season 5. We're getting to the point where we're finally going to be seeing a lot more official news from the shooting and filming process. We're going to be getting a lot more stuff like this in the next few months as filming comes to a close. But that is all I have to say about this video. I want to know what you guys have to say now down in the comments below. Did you enjoy this video? Why or why not? And did you catch anything that I may not have? I want to hear all of that down in the comments below, and I'm going to be responding to every single comment in the next coming days. I'm super excited to hear what you have to say. And once you've done that, if you could leave a like on the video, that would be greatly appreciated. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new and want all the updates on Stranger Things Season 5 from now until it comes out and after. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.